After back-to-back finals overtime games for the first time in 45 years, it's all even at 1 apiece as we arrive here in Cleveland. Game 2 was an ugly grind unless you happen to be a Clevelander. LeBron James recorded his 5th career finals triple-double, which included 39 points. The Cavs shot under 33%. That's a finals low for a road winner, but survived a late rally and overtime in Oakland to tie things up. Steph Curry set a finals record for missed three-pointers in Game 2. He was just 2 of 15 from outside the line on his way to his worst ever playoff shooting night. 5 of 23 from the field, all told. But Klay Thompson did some splashing instead, tying his playoff career high with 34 points and essentially keeping Golden State in the game most of the night. As always, we have reports on both teams, and we'll start with David Aldridge on the Dubs.
Matt, thanks very much. In Game 2 of the finals, Stephen Curry was just 5 of 23 from the floor, and in the first 2 games of this series, he's just 4 of 21 from three-point range. But the league's most valuable player and his coach are not quite yet ready to anoint Matthew Dellavedova as a Curry stopper.
We've seen great defenses all year. We just got to, execute better, obviously make shots, and I think we just got to be more decisive and more aggressive and assertive with our offensive game. We'll be all right.
Steph Curry's in a slump? What did you do in Game 1? I can't remember. He had a bad game. He had one bad shooting night. That's what happens in basketball. It's happened to every player ever to put a uniform on. So Steph's not in a slump. He just had a tough night.
Now, Michael Jordan in his day was known to make up things about his opponents in order to motivate himself to great performances. So I asked Curry if he would make things up about Dellavedova to get ready for Game 3 tonight, and he said, all I have to do is look at the score sheet of Game 2. That's all the motivation I need. Now with the Cavaliers story, let's go over to Rachel Nichols.
Thanks, David. Of course, the Cavs player who will have the most impact is still LeBron James. In the series' first 2 games, he played a total of 96 out of 106 possible minutes. And the Cavaliers are only going to continue to need a tremendous amount from him, which in turn is getting more tricky physically as we're now in a stretch of games every other night. And remember, LeBron's been nursing a sore back throughout these playoffs. All in all, he told us that's meant pretty much round-the-clock treatment since Game 2 ended on Sunday night.
I mean, you're able to space things out when you have a couple of days in between games. As far as my treatment regimen, my workout regimen, when you only have a day, for the most part, or 36 hours, you gotta cram everything in there, and hopefully the body reacts accordingly to it. They have more time in their home than we have. They give us every other day back home. They give those guys 2.5 days of rest when they go back home. But that's the schedule, and it is what it is.
LeBron with a not-so-subtle shot at the scheduling there. Of course, the actual time in between games, the travel, it's the same for both teams. But LeBron's point is that both the 2-day off stretches in this series are at Golden State, where the Warriors do have all the creature comforts of home. Now, the Cavaliers did try to grab a little extra time here in Cleveland by flying right after Game 2, but that means they didn't end up landing here until 6 a.m. yesterday. Then by noon, they were back at the practice facilities, so, Matt, not a lot of sleep. We'll have to see how all the players, especially LeBron with that heavy load, how they handle it.